What's up guys, Lifting here. It is that time again. Time for a new league, a new meta, new builds, and hopefully lots of fun in the upcoming Abyss League. In this video I will showcase 5 builds which are all, in my opinion, great league starters. And I define a good league starter setup as something that is easy to level, is budget friendly, and able to take on the majority of the content that the game has to offer. And it's important to me that the builds I recommend here have been tested properly, so I won't be recommending any builds that use any of the new and untested skills. Those are for us to try out for ourselves now, and then I will give my opinion on those later. Alright, so let's get started with the list, and of course you can find links to each build guide below in the description of this video. Now, number 1 on the list is GHAZZY's Bleed Slayer build, and I've chosen this build because it is rare these days that we actually see a functional, powerful bleed based build. GHAZZY has done pretty much all content with this, including Uber Isaro, the Shaper, and Uber Etziri, and it looks pretty smooth, it looks pretty fun. The build is also easy to level, and that ensures you will get a smooth start to the league. If you like that dot feeling, then this might be for you. Number 2 on the list is SHEPUUURD's Try Dark Pact Totem build, and this build was very popular in 3.0, and for good reason, as it can pretty much do any content, and it does it very well. The build revolves around the unique chest Soul Mantle that not only provides a huge damage boost by itself, but also the ability to spawn a third totem, giving you a massive boner and much more damage. However, it comes with the downside of every time your totems die or expires, a random level 20 curse will be applied to your character. That said, SHEPUUURD has a great solution to this, and you can read more about it in his guide. And even with the recent slight nerfs to Dark Pact, this build is definitely still top tier. Coming up, number 3 is another one of GHAZZY's build guides, and I swear I'm not getting paid by him to do this. He simply makes some good and easy to follow guides, and this one here is no exception. The build is an Essence Drain Contagion Trickster, and I played something similar to this very recently in the Turmoil race, and have done so many times in the past too. It's such a fun skill to use. It's so enjoyable, and such a fun type of character to play. Unfortunately, for many, when you're watching the build and how it works on video like you guys are doing now, it can look a little slow or clunky, but I tell you guys, and anyone who's played Essence Drain Contagion and gotten it to high levels can back me up on this, it feels very, very different to play the build versus watching it on a video. It feels super smooth, it feels fast when you're doing it yourself, but it can look a little slow sometimes on video. That said, it should be said, it is true that this type of build, Essence Drain Contagion, it starts out rather slow, and yeah, it's not terrible in any way, but it's slow compared to some of the other stuff you can do. But once you get it going later, it can clear monsters multiple screens away with a single Essence Drain projectile being spread by Contagion, and that feels amazing. And when properly geared, this build here, it can take on any content in the game. That's what I'm trying to... Oh shit, I just spelled. God damn it. Oh. Well. Okay, we'll continue with the video. You don't need to wait. I have energy drink on my penis right now. Number 4 on the list is made by GornoDD, and it is an elemental focused Blade Flurry Claw Inquisitor. And I'm gonna paraphrase Gorno here. This build is made to perfectly curve out pretty much from the first level to the absolute endgame. It's made to be an all-around feel-good build, and I picked up many ideas from popular other builds on other classes and incorporated them into the very strong foundation of the Inquisitor class. This build has almost no limitations. For example, it can kill the Shaper on a 3-link setup with a white level 0 claw, just to put things into perspective. Gorno's guide is easy to follow, it's well written, This is a good build that you can start for cheap, and if you so decide to pump some currency into it later, then you can get some crazy damage potential. The fifth and final build on the list is made by Enki, and it's a little different from the other ones presented so far. The build itself is made around something as hipster as Arc. Yes, people still use that skill, which by the way, in my opinion, is a really satisfying skill to use. For some reason I can't fully pinpoint. I think it has something to do with the sound it makes. It's ASMR. Enki wanted to create a build that was easy and cheap to get going, making it a good choice for solo self-found players who does not appreciate trading items with other players, meaning you can farm the items needed for the build yourself in like a reliable fashion. The build scales well into high-level mapping, but it's not exactly a great boss killer. So this is not something you should choose if you eventually want to take on the SHEPUUURD or Uber series or something like that. However, the reason I chose this guide to be featured, despite it not being able to do all content, is because Enki's guide is so very well written and does a great job at teaching newer players the game and how to approach a build in Path of Exile. And I definitely recommend you check this one out if you are one of the newer players. Alright, so those were the 5 builds I wanted to showcase to you guys. However, before we end, I do have 2 extra builds of my own that I quickly want to mention because they're still relevant and they're still good here. And I'll present them now as a quick side note. So the 6th build I will present is my own Warchief Totem Champion Uberlab Farmer build guide, and I just updated this guide for 3.1. And if you're into Uberlab farming and want something very reliable, tanky, and super easy to level on a budget, then this is the build for you. With budget gear, you can farm Uber Sorrow and get super loaded early on in the league. This has been my strategy for the past 3 or maybe even 4, no, probably 3 leagues. So basically this is a currency farming machine if you know how to farm the Uberlab or want to try on the Uberlab. And if you decide to invest a bit into some late game gear for the build, it can pretty much do all the content in the game, including the Shaper. So yeah, I highly recommend this build if you want to do Uberlab farming, but you can also just do it for mapping or whatever you want to do. Now the last build I want to present is also a build of my own. It is my own Frostbolt totem Hierophant, which I also suggested last league. Frostbolt totems have great clear speed and are thus great map farmers, where quantity kills of mobs become more important than quality. So this is a build you should consider if you like the pretty MTX and just want to chain maps fast for some currency grinding. The build has terrible single target late game, so I do not suggest it for anyone who wants to do endgame bosses. This is the type of build you will want to start with, farm up a lot of currency as it does that pretty well, and then make a boss killer build afterwards. Those were the builds, guys. I hope you have now decided on something you want to try when the league starts tonight. If not, it has hopefully served as inspiration for something else. Let us know what build you are planning below in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys will be playing. And now, very importantly, come visit me on Twitch. That's where I spend most of my time every day. We have a great and helpful community, and I would love to see you there. It's also one of the best places if you have questions regarding your build and if you're seeking advice about the game. The link to my Twitch channel is below in the description. Good luck in the new league. Thank you for watching, and bros, do you even nerd? Fucking energy drink. Need to go clean this up.